what's up, y'all? Make this quick video. I was thinking about it. I was just on the phone with my homeboy, J Rob, and I want to share something real quick to the women out here, black women specifically. A lot of things have been happening to you guys in this modern day that typically didn't happen to the women of yesteryear, and a lot of women of today, black women, feel like they're the least protected group in the world, I guess you'll say, or whatnot. But I have to ask you a couple of questions. When you have kids, women, I'm asking you, how do you typically protect your kids? You basically, if you see a kid playing around at a socket, you tell them the electric socket, you tell them to stop. If you see a kid playing around water and they can't swim, you pull them away from the water, tell them to go near the water. If they're around a stove, you tell them to go around a stove. If it's hot, anything that's dangerous to them, you typically protect them by telling them not to go to it. Anything that you feel like can harm them, whether it's present or in the future, you typically tell them to avoid it. You try to get them lessons on things to avoid in life that can ruin them for the long run, or something that can ruin them instantly. That's how you protect your kids. You do understand that everything that in today's modern day time, anytime that a man typically tries to tell women anything nowadays, we get pushback on it. We can't tell you guys how to dress, yet and still we can't bring up the fact that you probably getting raped, molested, or sexually assaulted, or being sexually disrespected when you're out, because that'd be called victim blaming if anything happened to you. So we can't tell you how to dress or how not to dress to avoid that. We can't tell you to don't be outside hanging around dudes this time of night. Don't be out here doing things like this. Don't be smoking. Don't be drinking around dudes if you don't want these things to happen, because that's called victim blaming. We can't tell you guys anything that we tell women nowadays, or any direction we try to give women when it comes to dealing with men. We try to tell y'all how to date men, how to not date men, how to act as a woman, how to not act as a woman. And everything that we say is nowadays misogynistic, victim blaming, we're bashing. Everything that men had typically tried to tell women to make them not go through the things they go through, men catch backlash for doing that nowadays. Then y'all turn around and say you're the least protected. You can't protect the unwilling. I've been saying that, and I'm gonna continue saying that until you guys actually want to actually look at yourselves and say, well, dudes out here are talking. The men who care are basically saying things to women in order to get women to follow a certain thing, because it's a lot easier to feel like you feel bad for somebody if you give them all of the tools for things to happen for them or to not happen against them. And if then something happened, then you can say, well, dang, that's an unfortunate incident. But a lot of things that are happening to women are unfortunate, and it ain't necessarily unfortunate. It's still sad, but you can almost see the shit coming nowadays when things happen to women. And this is no one incident that I'm speaking of. I'm speaking in general. You have to understand, back in the days, women actually paid attention to the dangers of society from what men put out there and what men told them about. You guys have fought to be so equal to us, and the world is so civilized for women that women feel like they can do any and everything that men do. And when things aren't turning out for women, or women catch the shit end of the stick, and men aren't there to feel bad for them, not in general, you always get this one dude who's try to feel bad for y'all that come out and say things, but then you turn around and find out he's no different than the rest of the men. He was just trying to get closer to you or get money out of you. Then you turn around and say men out here ain't crap. But who's not crap if all the men who basically are worth something are trying to tell you something for yourself, to try to teach you or lead you in a certain position to where bad things won't happen for you or to you. I mean, bad things going to happen to everyone. But like I said, you used to feel bad when bad things happen to certain people. You feel bad when somebody's riding down the street and they get in a car wreck. But now you don't feel bad for the person that much who's speeding down the street with no seatbelt on to get in a car wreck and something happened to them, because they've been told 1,000 times to not speed and keep their seatbelt on. Men protect women in general if women actually followed what men were saying in general. But nowadays, women don't want to follow shit that men say at all. Like I said, we're misogynistic. We're bashing. We hate women. our mamas, you know, y'all bring our mamas and stuff in. Like, you know, if I'm telling a woman who I actually can see myself dating, I gotta be compared to my mama. It's like y'all have a bunch of insults for men who say things that are very trivial and make sense. You're not telling us the things we don't say don't make sense. You find the one exception, and it's usually an extreme one, and that's your example on why things will work out for you, doing things that you're doing to yourself. So it ain't that I want things bad to happen for women, but when I see certain things happen to women, it's hard for me to feel bad, if you understand what I'm saying. If you guys want protection from men, you have to do things that's respectful to yourselves and respectful towards the men who you want the respect from. Listen to men. Shit don't supposed to sound good. When I tell my kid that he can't go down the street at 9 o'clock in PM, he don't supposed to like it. But I'm telling him that for a reason. It's for his own protection. And when he gets older, maybe he'll look back and say, well, you know what? I understand why my dad didn't have me all out there in the streets and stuff like that. But nowadays, y'all want to run the streets, to do whatever you want to do any day, any time of the night, around whoever, wear whatever you want to wear, talk however you want to talk, do all of these things. And then when something goes bad, then y'all feel like people shouldn't speak about the obvious. If I have a daughter, I'm going to tell my daughter to not wear these things around men, to not be around men at a certain time of night unless she's trying to do certain things with these men, to not be out drinking, smoking, and doing all these things with brown men at all. That's what I'm going to tell her. When she becomes an adult, she can do what she want to do. But as a kid, that's what I'm going to teach her. And I would still say the things for certain women. I say the same things because I want these women to feel, I want these women to be in the safest places as possible. That's how you protect people. You don't protect them by letting them do what the hell they want to do, and then you step in to take up for them once shit go bad for them. That's allowing somebody to be irresponsible and have no accountability for the things that go bad in their life. That's not protection. That's enabling them. Anyway, I hope you guys get my point on this. Protection doesn't come without respect and actually advice. I've had women who I've dated that every time I try to tell them something, we got in damn arguments, and that shit won't work out because they feel like I'm trying to control them. You know, that's another one thing y'all do. They say we're trying to control y'all. And as they kept falling on their face, who they kept on reaching out to whenever shit go bad. And it's to a certain point where it became a broken record. Like, why the hell are you even coming to me about this time? If I actually be honest about it, you're going to think I'm trying to argue with you or trying to judge you. Y'all say judging too. Judging, controlling, misogynistic, bashing, must be gay, hate your mom, all these things here that men, when they actually speak and trying to tell you something that makes sense. Now, if he just straight up down talking you, that's different. But if you have 2 kids by 2 different dudes, and I advise you get on birth control, and you refuse to get on it, when you have the 3rd kid by a 3rd dude that he ain't around, then I might say some shit like, well, you kind of wanted this to happen for yourself. That's not bashing. That's me pointing out that this shit was unavoidable. It's kind of hard to protect you if you won't listen to anything that a man says, but you listen to the dudes who enable you to do the things that you already want to do. Try that with your kid and see how far they get your kid. Anyway, that's how you get protected. You feel like you're the least protected on this earth? Well, start listening to men who's trying to lead you away from the shit that you're probably doing that's causing you to feel like you ain't protected. It's that simple. I'm out.